Subsetting data in R. Subsetting is used to select or exclude variable and observations from our data. It makes the data more precise and as per the need for our analysis. We use three methods to subset the data in R. So first is square bracket notations, second is subset function, and third is which function along with the bracket notations. So let's start with bracket notation first. So bracket notations helps in sorting our variables and observations and extract only those which are in need. For subsetting the data, we use square bracket notations as you can see in the example, and it follows RC principle, that is row into column principle, where X consists the rows from the data and Y will consist all the columns of the data. Now let's go to R and create command. So first I'm creating a data frame matrix with a variable name df. Using matrix command, values from 1 to 12 and rows will be 4 in this matrix. So let's execute this command and check the values of df. So you can see there are 4 rows and 3 columns in this matrix. Now we will extract the data from this data frame. First we are subsetting the first row. So as we already know that inside the bracket notation we follow R into C principle. So the first variable number before comma it will be the rows, and after the comma it will be columns. So as I am extracting only the first row, so I have mentioned 1 here, and before the square bracket it is the name of the variable in which matrix has been saved. So let's execute this command. So you can see the first row from our matrix has been returned as an output 159. So there were 3 columns, so there are 3 values because we kept the column part empty, which means we want all the columns of that matrix. Next, similarly, we can extract column 3. For that, we will mention 3 in the column side and R will be empty because we need all the rows, value of all the rows, but only in third column. So let's execute this command. So you can see these are the values of the rows mentioned in the third column. This is the third column and all the rows, and values are 9, 10, 11, 12. Next, similarly, if we want to extract the values of row 1 to 3rd and column 2. So what we will do is we will mention 1 to 3 in R part and 2 in the column part. As you can see here, 1 to 3 will return the rows from 1 to till 3rd, and the rows will be, values will be only of column number 2. Let's execute this command and check the values. So you can see in second row column the values are 5, 6, 7, 8 in the 4 rows. So we need only 1, 2, 3. So 3 values has been returned. Next we are subsetting a vector. So for that we will create a vector first, and I'll save those values in X variable. Let's execute this command and check the values of X. So you can see there are 4 values in this vector. Now we will extract the elements from this vector. So if I want to extract third and first element, first I'll mention the name of the vector, then the values that we want to subset inside the square bracket notation. So if I want 2 elements, one is for that I am using the combine command here, or the concatenation command, and mentioning 3 and 1. So here it is not R and C because it is a vector. These are the element numbers. Let's execute this command, and you can see the third and first. So first it is mentioning the third value, that is 3.3, then it is the first value 2.1. So it follows the order in which you are mentioning it in combine command within the subset. Next we are omitting elements, and that we are mentioning the position. We will specify the position inside the subset notation. Those notation and those elements will be omitted from our result, and except those all the vector values will be in our output. So to omit the elements, what we are doing is we are putting a minus sign before the combination command. Now let's execute this command, and you can see except the third and first element, others are showing in our output. 4.2 and 5.4 is the result of our subset. Now Logical vectors select the element where the corresponding logical value is true. Now, as we know, there are 4 values in our vector. What we will be doing is we will be subsetting the values corresponding to the logical values mentioned in the subset. So we are using true and false for that. So position wise, we mentioned true, true, false, false. So there are 4 values. So 4 logical values are mentioned inside the square bracket notation. So where I have mentioned true, those value will return, and else other values will be omitted. So you can see the output, only first and second element has been printed in our output. Similarly, you can give a condition inside your square bracket notation, if the result that you want according to that. So here I am saying all the values that are greater than 3 in the vector x, I want those values in my subset. So all these values are greater than 3, so they have been printed. You can always save these result in a variable so that you can use that variable for further analysis. So if you do not mention any of the values or any condition inside the square bracket notation, it will return the whole matrix or the vector as it is. Now, if your vector has a name with it, if your vector is named, so I am setting names for my vector. My vector was x, and I am saving those new vector inside y variable. So set name command helps us to name the vector. So I am giving the vector name and comma letters from 1 to 4. So it will be named as ABCD for the every element. Now we are extracting column names using the column names. As you can see, I am using y variable now, in which my new vector is saved, and within brackets I am taking the names, column names, to extract the values. So you can see, as I have mentioned, I want D, C and A's value. So similarly my result is D, C, A value, that is 5.4, 3.3 and 2.1. So you can again, I am taking a matrix here with values 1 to 9 and 3 rows 3 columns. If you want to check the values, and I'm giving the column names to it as ABC. So this is the output of my matrix. Now we will extract first row and second row from the list, from our matrix. To extract first and second row, I am using colon here, 1 to 2 in R part of this subset. So again, as it is a matrix, we are using R into C principle here. So only the first and second row has been printed here. Similarly, you can extract an element from a particular position. So if I want a value from third row and third column, this is my whole matrix. So third row is this one and third column is C column. So I should return, I should get an output of 9 here. So let's execute this command. So I want third row, element from third row and third column from dataset A. So you can see it is 9. So I am excluding second column and second from row from my data set. For that I am using a minus sign before the number, row number or row column. So you can see the second row and second column has been removed from our data set. Now if you want to subset from a data frame, first you need a data frame. So this is the data frame that I have created. There are x variable with 1 to 3 values, y with 3 to 1, and z with letters A, B, C. Now I want to extract data in x. If I am saying df $x, so it will take the values from x vector, x column, which is equal to 2. So in whichever row the value is equal to 2, that row will be printed. So you can see the second row, it is 2 to B, it has been printed with this command.